nothing. Let's go.
Go that way.
No, we go that way. Go that way.
Okay.
Hello everybody, I'm Wolfie, also known as John. This is Ting Not Tag.
And I'm Sebby, also for Sebby, and this is Take Not Tag.
And today Sebby's gonna read us a story. But you can't see his face because YOLO. And if you think this is about Lavender Town, it's not, so
About what?
deal with it. I have a picture of Lavender Town right here.
About what?
Lavender Town. It's a thing in Pokemon. Okay, Sebby, are you ready to start reading?
Yep, this is the story of Pandora, boys and girls. So, let's get started. In the beginning of the world, the gods of Olympus created men and animals. They set the Titan brothers Prometheus and Epimetheus the task of giving to each of the new creatures of the world its own special qualities. First of all, Epimetheus made the choices of birds and animals for the birds and animals. Some he made strong but not swift, others fleet of foot but timid. Some were given cunning, some armor, other winged flight or the means to make burrows in the earth. Some creatures he made large for their own safety, others tiny so they could hide. He gave them also protection from sun, rain, and wind. Thick fur or dense feathers or leathery skin or hooves to protect their feet. He made them all in such a way that every creature had the means to defend itself, and no race of creatures could entirely destroy another. Epimetheus was generous, but he did not think ahead. When he had distributed gifts to all the birds and animals of the earth, he found that there were none left for Prometheus to give to men. Men were naked, without hairy covering, without shoes, and with no means of defending themselves.
It seems like a great story so far.
Yeah. When Prometheus saw what had happened, he went up to heaven and stole from the Olympians the art of making fire. This gift gave men the means to live and also mastery all over animals. But the gods were angry with Prometheus. They planned to punish him with a gift which was also a snare. Until that time, men had lived without women. Now Zeus asked Hephaestus, the smith god, to create the first women. Hephaestus, shut up! Hephaestus mixed clay and water and breathed life into the form of Pandora, whose name means all gifts.
All gifts?
All gifts. Drama, shut your little trap. Gifts. Each god gave her gifts. Aphrodite gave her grace and beauty. Athena taught her the arts of needlework and weaving, and clothed her in wondrous embroidered veil. The Caterus decked her with golden necklaces, and Hera crowned her with flowers. Hermes gave her the gift of speech, and with it the power to lie and deceive. The gods sent Pandora to give to Earth as a gift to the two Titans, but Prometheus would not accept the gift, and he warned Epimetheus against Pandora. Be wary of any gifts, the gods said. He said, they may bring trouble. But when Epimetheus saw the lovely Pandora, he could not resist her, or believe that one so beautiful could be a danger to mankind. As he took her as his wife, she made his home sweet with her womanly arts. But Hermes had given Pandora a restless, inquisitive mind. In the storeroom of Epimetheus' house was a great stone jar, set into the floor. It was quite plain, with no markings on it, and it was closed tightly with a stone stopper. What is in the jar? Pandora asked her husband. Epimetheus did not know. The gods gave it to me for safekeeping at the beginning of the world. They warned me not to open it. Pandora stared at the closed jar. But don't you want to see inside? No doubt it contained some gift of powers that were not required, said Epimetheus. He had no curiosity. The world, it seemed to him, was a good place, and whatever was in the jar, he had no need of it. But Pandora could not leave the jar alone. She came back to it day after day and puzzled over what it might contain. She listened at the jar. She sniffed it. She knocked it with her knuckles aside. She would have shaken it. If it was Miley Cyrus, she would have licked it. It's too big. and went firmly into the earth floor. Gradually, all her attention became centered on the lid. This was a heavy stone stopper that had been dropped into place to fit closely into the neck of the jar. It was neither sealed nor locked. All she had to do was to see inside, was to lift it. At first, she pestered her husband. "Just a quick peek," she begged. "The gods won't know." But when she realized that he would not agree to open it, she became secretive. She would get up in the dead of the night and get a lamp and go look at the jar and wonder, and sometimes close her hand around the knob on the lid to feel its weight, and almost began to lift it. One night the temptation became too much for her. She put her hand on the lid thinking, "I'll raise it a little, just enough to peek," and then quietly put it back. And slowly, with a scrape of stone on stone, she lifted the stopper up until it cleared the rim of the jar. She was about to peer in when out of the darkness inside came a rush of wings, a shrill shrieking, a beating and buffeting and howling. Pandora dropped the lid and screamed into terror. Where was I? Oh yeah, into terror.
Into terror.
Yeah, thank you. As the lamp was blown out in the dark room filled with noise and movement, unseen things rushed past her, things that stung and scratched and tore her hair and howled to be let out.
Is that it?
No, it's not that.
No one can see the picture. Sorry.
What?
Sorry, people. They can't
Okay.
see the picture.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Yes, Epimetheus came running, woken by her scream, and the lamp in his hand lit the whirling creatures, winged spirits with cruel faces and sharp claws. He tried with Pandora to gather and sweep them back into the jar, but the task wasn't. John, what are you doing?
I'm just buzz pumping.
The spirits flew out of the open door into all the rooms of the house, and out through the windows into the world outside. As the sun came up, Epimetheus, and Pandora saw the creatures she had released winging their way across the world, until the people had lived like the gods, free of pain, old age, and death. The spirits that Pandora had set free were all the ills that have since plagued human mankind: sickness, suffering, poverty, strife, discord, envy, war, and despair. Now Epimetheus understood how foolish he had been in accepting a gift from the gods. Pandora had brought harm to humankind, but when the two of them returned to look at the jar, they found it was not empty after all. One spirit remained, a gentle, sweet-faced one. This was Hope. Hope stayed in the world of men, bringing comfort to people when the troubles of their lives had become too hard to bear, and she remains in our world to this day.
Oh, is that it?
Yep, the end.
Oh, that was actually pretty cool. I didn't know that because, yeah, bro.
You didn't know that story?
No. I've
Really?
heard about Pandora's box, but I didn't actually know what it was about.
Oh,
Thank you.
that was kind of. It wasn't the same as I thought. It wasn't really the same story. It
We
was
also
kind
have
of.
a new, Time for Kids magazine. I mean, it was a pretty cool magazine about how, and it talks about how it's the 50th year that the president was shot.
Oh
Go
yeah.
buy it now. Ha!
Wait,
It's just
wasn't
like
that our
fun.
scope? Wasn't
What?
that our scope?
Yeah.
Not our time.
It's just like we have, yeah. But
Yeah, our scope too.
that's the end of this video. I hope you like this video. If you did, leave a like, comment, and subscribe.
Oh,
And we'll be
we should start doing something called like story time with Tig.
Yeah.
This will be our first episode.
Yeah, possibly. Well, I'm Wolfie, also known as John. This is Team Attack, and
Also, Sibby, and this is Tig Dot Tag. See you later, Islanders.
bye. It's so emotional.